Hi, welcome to Skylark Music Studios. My name is Lee, and today I want to talk a little bit about the Moeller technique. Now, if you put Moeller technique into YouTube, you will find probably a million videos. So all I want to do is just quickly explain what I do when I'm teaching this to people, because I like this grip. I find it very comfortable, and I find it the most practical way for me to play accented beats. I was lucky enough to meet Jim Chapin many years ago, and the guy that taught me, Lawrence Hall, he also had lessons with Jim Chapin, and I can tell you it is probably one of the finest techniques. And upon report, apparently mine wasn't too bad. So I then went into teaching it, because I think, if you can do it, then give it to someone else, even better. For me, it comes from a German position. Roll the sleeves up for this one so you can see what's going on. Getting serious now. So if you've looked at the German video already, what you'll see is that the backs of the hands face upwards, the palms face downwards, okay? And at the moment I'm doing this as a match grip. I'm just going to show you as a match grip first, and then I'll show you in traditional grip. So what you're then going to do is, if you're playing German grip, okay, you're going to probably use a lot of this wrist motion, okay? This happens a lot. This is the stroke. Now, if you want to accent, what's going to happen is you're going to lift up a bit higher, right? It makes sense, doesn't it? So you play a little bit heavier by lifting up a bit higher. With the Moeller technique, the positioning for me is almost the same, maybe slightly more splayed out. So my hand is in an even more comfortable position. If this, shake it out, if this is the sort of position for me holding the stick, when the stick goes in, you can see there's quite an angle there. Okay, there's none of this stuff going on to sort of create this line, which I know a lot of guys do. That's fine if it works for you. For me, this is the comfortable position. Okay, you see this? Just hang the hand in its position, and then when you place the stick in, that's basically your playing position, and that should work for left and right. So shake it out, get it comfortable, place the stick, and then you have your playing position. Now, this isn't completely natural for everybody. I understand that. I've been teaching it for years, and I know it's not a natural position for everybody. But if you give it a chance and get used to it, it's really good for your accents. So now what you're going to do is, first exercise, we're going to basically lift up like this. So now my hand is facing this way. See the back of the hand facing over there? Yeah, I know you can't see that on the small camera, but the back of the hand is facing the wall. To all intents and purposes, my elbow is now facing the opposite wall, and I'm going to swipe. So if I lift that up again for you, I'm going to swipe like this, sort of a whip crack, okay? And that's obviously much more obvious from the front. Left-handed, same again, lift up and swipe. What I'd like to point out is that at no point do my fingers leave the stick, okay? I know it's hard to see on camera, but my fingers are always on the stick, even if they loosen and I have some motion, because I don't want to be so tight that as I hit the surface I get a shock. So even if there's a little bit of motion and a looseness there, the fingers do stay on the stick. Okay, that's quite important. So you're coming over like this, okay? Now, depending on the speed and where you want to go with this, the traditional way I was taught to practice a Moeller technique was a hit, a tap, and then a pull out into the next hit. Yeah. So if you watch Jim Chapin, I think he does like a full stroke in the middle. He does the full sort of big stroke, the whip crack almost, and then the tap, and then the pull out. Now that gives you a lot of motion, which you're not, maybe not going to use so much. In fact, I think he does it that way. So the first stroke will come up like a full stroke, then a half stroke, and then a pull out. Yeah, that's it. Hit, tap, pull out. Hit, tap, pull out. There's a lot of motion there, okay? As that gets faster, what happens is those movements get smaller, but I'm still in the German position here almost, you know, just as a slightly more round than a German, but it's basically this that happens. So as I'm playing this position here, you see that in the side camera too? Now what's happening is, on those 3 beats, the first beat each time is heavier as per hit, tap and pull out. So hit, tap, pull out, hit, tap, pull out, hit, tap, pull out, hit, tap, pull out. And as that becomes faster, the motions become a lot smaller, but you still have the same idea of heavy first beat, tap second beat, and of course you're so much closer to the drum, but the third beat's really small as well. So you get this sort of bang, soft, soft, bang, which gives you this. Okay? So I would suggest watching the Jim Chapin videos, really. This is just an overview. It's a technique I use and I teach. So traditional technique for this is to basically do almost the opposite. You bring the stick over in this way. Okay, so what happens is you fly over for the hit, then you tap, and as you're coming over for the tap, and as you pull out, you're around here. So you get this hit, tap, pull, hit, tap, pull, hit, tap, pull. And that shows up nicely on the side camera. It's difficult, traditional grip-wise, because it's a little bit less natural, because of the angle of the snare drum. Actually, it's only the angle that does that. If we were sort of in traditional marching position, it would be a lot easier. But I have to say, I like it. I find it quite an easy way to play accents in paradiddles or triplet rolls or wherever the accent's needed. So as I say, I'm not going to go deeply into a Moeller technique here, because there are a million versions of this on YouTube. Watch Jim Chapin. Watch his version, because that's the guy that pretty much invented it. He brought it to the masses, okay, and did do for the last 60 odd years. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that. A little bit of an overview into Moeller technique. I'll see you next time. Thanks very much. Bye-bye.